Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Wednesday stream where, yes, we're going to be talking everything about wars and how not to suck at wars. By the title, basically that has come from PsyOps's uh, war protocol, and our first rule is don't suck. That is our first rule. True story. I thought I'd talk about war today. A few people have asked me about war setups and how they would attack certain bases. And I know I did a bit of a playlist of bases that you could attack and how you would attack them. And I thought I'd sort of touch upon that again and sort of talk about some popular bases, some popular players and their designs. Talk about the design itself, why it's set up that way, and what it's trying to do, and then what you've got to do to counteract that to stop you doing that, basically. So yeah, that's the idea, guys. We're obviously going for the newsletter, and there's an interesting talking point in this week's newsletter. Um, this week, the Apes have announced something which was quite interesting, which I've only recently found out myself this afternoon. Been mad busy today. I had to change my schedule with work around, so I've had to work all day, come home, and I had to take the kids to the normal things they go to. So been a mad day. And I just saw it one of the chats saying like, "Oh, people aren't happy with this." I was like, "What are they talking about?" Because it's the first I've heard about it. We've not seen it in playtest. We've not seen it anywhere else. It's literally the first thing that I've heard of it in the newsletter. We'll talk about that and let me know what you guys think as always. And I can see a few people in the chat. We'll address something that people have been talking about. So, who have we got in the chat? We've got William Wilkinson in the chat. We've got Simon Hayes, Penny Lancaster, Bricks Motion. We've got Grind Time. How's it going, buddy? Thank you to all my members as well. Thank you, really appreciated. We've got Leader One, MD Prime, Risku, another of our members. We've got Sharksy, Jason Rowley, Matt Poley. Anyone else? And Autobot Phil and Charlie Plays and Sergio as well, just in time. Cheers, guys. So a few people I can see Grind Time and Leader One saying your mic's on. No, it wasn't. What it is I've been going on a site to get some Transformers music because basically any Transformers music that you play in stream is licensed and it can sometimes mess with your monetization and it can you can get a strike for copyright basically. So a way around that is to get clips of the cartoons and put them in your streams, things like that. Not the actual official music. I found a site called soundeffectscenter.com, and they have all the Transformers songs basically. But what they've done is someone clever has done this. They've took the actual cartoon itself and they've just dropped the levels down of all the talking during the cartoon and left the music there. But it's not quite gone. It's still there slightly. And I could hear a bit of a clicking sound. I was like, where's this clicking sound coming from? I was like, it's not on my mouse. Like, where could it be? And then I realised that the music is obviously from the first series. And I think it's from the first episode where I'm trying to think. I think it's Thundercracker. Or is it Skywarp? I think it's Skywarp maybe. Says to Reflector, let's see what you can see. It turns to a camera. Then it takes some pictures. So the clicking sound you can see is him taking the picture. For some reason, that sound hasn't been dropped out, so you can still see that. But the little sort of muffler you can hear in the background is actually the voice of the Transformers still in the cartoon where the sound levels have dropped. So there you go. Interesting bit of trivia. So yeah, it wasn't me eating my tea grind time or skateboarding or shredding documents. It was nothing like that. It was literally just the G1 cartoon in its entirety. Um, yeah, with levels dropped. I'm not gonna lie, at first when I heard it, I thought it was the point where Cliffjumper and Hound have found the Decepticons and are about to shoot them. I love that scene. And then it obviously leads on to the car chase and Sunstreaker and Sideswipe coming in. So yeah, very cool scene. But then the clicking sound, I thought the clicking sound, is it him with the what he calls the viewfinder on the gun? And I thought, no, it's not that. It doesn't make a clicking sound. That's how much I've watched that episode. And yeah, I think it is. I think it is Reflector. So there you go. Interesting trivia for you. which might come in handy later on. Maybe. Okay, cool. Let's look at the newsletter. So, Bar Week, Grind, Week, Ninibong, we are in week 2 of the saga, and this week's event is called One Step Beyond. Pretty chilled out event, 500,000 points for an alliance, which is like, what, 12k each? So, nice and easy. You get 40 premium combat chips, not bad. A G-Metal power core chip, 6 gold power core chips, 150,000 combat spark, 150,000 spark, 1,500 4-star shards, 4,000 3-star shards, and 20,000 premium shards. So, pretty average rewards, nothing crazy, but end of the day, it is a 12k event per person for an alliance. So, nice and, nice and easy event. The usual points to battle zones, super XP as always, and then obviously the rewards are scattered about with the G-Metal power core coming at the end at 500,000. So, new combats coming to the game are SG Steeljaw, Shattered Glass Steeljaw. Not a fan of this guy. I'm not gonna lie. Not keen on the colours. Yeah, it's not a fan. We haven't got Steeljaw in the game, so why have Shattered Glass Steeljaw? We've got Steeljaw, I think, as part of Blaster's minions, maybe. So it's a bit weird that we've got Blaster's minions in the game and Steeljaw as a minion, but then as a combat as well. I don't know. I'm not a big keen on that. I'm not the colours and the design, but I know it's off the toy, but not a big fan. Big fan of this one though. SG Ravage. This is the one that I want. Again, as always, Hasbro spoiled it for us. I wanted the Decepticons basically, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, looking very, very cool. We've got the combats today, and we've had their description as such, what they're going to be. And I'm a bit dubious. I'm not a big fan of minion combats in general. Not a big fan of Night Stalker. Not a big fan of Dial. Stripes is okay. But yeah, basically they're all pretty much awful about Stripes. But he's a healer, so that's the only reason. And so I'm not too sure. I'm on the fence with this one. It could be really good. It could be pretty meh at the minute. It all depends how it goes. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, like I said, we know it's obviously a minion, and I've got an idea. Well, we've got a good idea what the ability will do. It's just how much. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Game update and information. So this is the big talking point. We have some news on a few things that the team have been working on in the background, and we're keen to share them with you. Titan and Combiner catch-up. For the first time ever, we're going to bring in 2 catch-ups. One for Omega Supreme and Overlord, and another for your Titan. Now, this has come from people basically saying that if you, for whatever reason, didn't get a 4-star Omega Supreme part, then you're at a disadvantage for a long, long time. And they said, "Can we redo the event again?" And the apes said, "Well, no, it's a once in a lifetime event. You won't see that event again." And I even said that I wouldn't be too bothered about that event. I said personally, if you said to most people, I think, I mean, if you've already got the 4-star part or the 5-star part, let me know. If they said, "Listen, we're going to do an event for the 5-star part," but if you've already got it, then we'll give you a million Combiner Spark instead. Then would you accept that? For the 5-star. Personally, I would. I'd like to get an event where I can get a million Combiner Spark. That's a good few levels on an Omega Supreme or when the 5-star Combiners come out, which they probably will. So I said they should do that. That's what I said. But they've gone with this sort of way of doing it, and I agree there should be a catch-up mechanic, but maybe not the way they've done it. So you can only buy one of each bundle, and the bundles are for $9.99, $9.99. It could change obviously where you are. You'll be able to purchase the 3-star part to upgrade your 2-star combiner to 3-star. You just buy this for $10, and your 2-star becomes a 3-star. Now, that's not too bad. I think that's pretty good. $10, to upgrade a 2-star to 3-star. Yeah, that's not too bad. If I was a free-to-play player or a low spender, I'd spend $10 for that. That's no problem. For $100, you'd be able to purchase the 4-star upgrade for $100 to upgrade your 3-star to a 4-star. And I understand what they're getting at with this. I do a bit. And the point being is that most people that got the 4-star part probably invested all weekend playing that event. And probably did about what 50k was the event, or 60k, or was it 40k? I can't remember now. But yeah, it was a decent event with a high ceiling. I think $100 is a bit too high. I think maybe $50 would have been better. Um, yeah, $100 is a bit too much, but I get why they price it like that. I get why they priced it high, but they don't want people that have already got that part saying, "Well, this ain't fair because I got that part and it cost me a lot more than that," and that's what they're scared of. But I've always said that content should be more available later on. So what I can get in an event by getting whatever points, then other people should be able to get that within say another year. But then I've had the advantage of having that for a year, which helps me. So, for example, I've had a Mega Supreme 5-star for about a year now, 10 months, 9 months, something like that. So I've had it quite a while now. So that's helped me with my Zen farming, it's helped me with my wars. So how much spark have I got from them wars? How much, Zen have I got from having that? And I've had that for about a year now, give or take. So I've had the advantage of having that earlier than everyone else. And now, when the 5-star combiners are coming out, I will then be able to upgrade my 5-star combiner faster because you guys have not had the time to upgrade your Omega Supreme. So by the time you get the 4-star part, you got to upgrade it, then you got to level it to level 20, 25, something like that. And by the time you've done that, probably my next 5-star combiner will probably be 25 as well. So I've got that advantage, and I'm having two. I've got that advantage of that I've got more because I've had more time with it. And that's the way I look at it. So I get them pricing it. I mean, like, if you think it's gonna be $20, guys, it ain't gonna be $20. Let's be honest. We've got to be realistic. And I was thinking around 60, 50, something like that. I just think 100's a bit too high. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But that's what they've chosen to do. They've chosen to price it at $100. And yeah, you do get some combiners back with it and some Titan Smites and Titan Beams, things like that. So it's not too bad. And then they've done the same with the Titan Tech as well, catch up. So for $9.99, you can purchase 24,000 Tech Tree Experience Points, which sounds a lot. And I seen that and I was like, whoa, 24,000. That's just 24 points, guys. Don't forget that. There's 1,000 per point. So 24 points, but you can only purchase the first bundle if you're level 1 to 29, which is very low. And the second bundle for 9.99, you can only buy that if you are level 30 to 45. And you can only buy one of those, I think, as well. Um, and yeah, they're saying that if you are over level 45, they don't consider you behind, which is a fair point. I agree with that, really. You're not that far behind if you're over level 45, at least maybe 50, maybe. But yeah, I kind of get what they're going with. But it's a good thing that they brought this out. I like the Titan ones. They're well priced. That's okay. The Mega Supreme part is very, very high, but I think they're looking at is that they spent money programming that and they're trying to get a return on that investment. So I understand it. I just think that again, like with the 5-star shards with the Omega Supreme part, like with most things, they just overvalue it slightly. And yeah, I'd like to see that at $50. I think drop it down to about half what it was. So, and then you know what? If the 5-star part was $100, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough. It's a 5-star part. I kind of get that. That should be $100. But it makes you think if the 4-star is $100, what they're going to sell the 5-star for? $500 or something? It can get a bit silly, can't it? Let's be honest. So yeah. Then we've got a Titan Spark catch up, so that's decent as well. So same again, you can get 200,000 Titan Sparks to upgrade your Titan for 9.99 if you're Titan level 1 to 4, and it's 5 to 10. You can get another one for 9.99 as well. So yeah, it is good that they are bringing these catch ups to the game. That is a really good thing because we have complained about this and asked for it for a long, long time. But not too impressed that some of the prices, especially well the Mega Supreme part. The other prices are pretty decent, to be fair. They're not too bad. But yeah. Five this keeps put the 5-star part is to a firstborn child. I won't go that far. I won't give my firstborn child for 5-star Mega Supreme, but he is very, very good, as we'll see in the wars later. Uh DJ Hearts in the chat as well. Don't forget to go and check out DJ Hearts and Grind Time's channel, guys. Good to see Grind Time back as well. Um, Grind Time agrees. A lot of people saying need to rerun the event. I agree as well. A lot of these guys have even got this 5-star part or 4-star part. So for them saying that, you know, that's a good point, though, Berserk. Yeah, it's a good point. It's not 10 times better than the 3-star. Yeah, I wouldn't say it is 10 times better. So that's a good point. Yeah, but is it 5? Is it 2 times better? 3 times better? It's quite hard to say, though, isn't it? Patriot Star Savers, but remember when we thought 50k Shanix was overpriced? Now they're about $100. Oh yeah. This just put it cost me $20. Oh right, because you did the event, I just spent $20. So yeah. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, what Phil spent $10. Obviously, use the coins as sell, I think. But yeah, I think I spent more than that, definitely. Definitely, and it is cheaper to save some Shanix. It is. I'd advise everyone to do that. Save your Shanix and get it that way if you're willing to wait. Just catch up with anyone else. Yeah, Grant has put and bringing these catch-up runners out completely nullifies Dell's argument for not rerunning the 5-star event. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get it that they said they weren't going to rerun the event, but then it's done this as well instead. So I'm a bit baffled. But I am just glad they brought something, some way in the game to catch up because there was a lot of complaints about that. So yeah, pretty pleased about that. Okay, let's go into Wars. Okay, so I have picked out some of the top players in the game. I'm going to go through their bases, and what I'm going to sort of talk about is not just like I could talk about my bots after this and my war team and how I've set it up and how it's probably going to evolve over time because it's not set it is. And I'm going to talk about some top tips on how to stay ahead of the curve in terms of wars. But yeah, but let's have a look at base. So I'll pick some top guys, like I said, in the game. So I have sort of blacked out some of their names. So we're not really, you know, not, what's the word? Not showing people up, because some people do sort of get a bit narky about this, really, and I get it and I don't. Personally, if someone wants to show how to beat my base in a stream, then yeah, I'm fine with it. No problem with that, really. I change my base every couple of months, to be fair, maybe less, maybe a month, maybe or something. But yeah, it's blurry. This just put it blurry. Is it blurry, guys, or? I don't know. It's hard because basically, I've been in the game and tried to load some pictures up, but it kept crashing. So literally, I've got 5 bases, but it literally took me about half an hour to get those 5 bases on my screens. So yeah, a bit of a nightmare. Bit of a bugging game. It's crashing the game when you try to view someone else's base. So yeah. So yeah. If it is a bit looks fine to me. Yeah, I thought it was fine as well. I think we're just going to talk about this. It's blurry, but yeah. But yeah, you can see. So we're going to talk about these cores. I'm going to talk about why they've sort of why they've chosen the cores they have. And Briggs Motion's put, yo, it's so unsymmetrical. It hurts. Yeah, that's a big point. I don't like that. It needs to be symmetrical in my view. But yeah, we'll talk about some of the cores that they've chosen. So they've chosen Thunderstorm cores here, which I'm not too keen on. We'll look at sort of like what it's got catching its range, but not a big fan of thunderstorms unless you're going to put it right out in the side sections, or you're going to put it underneath build bots basically, the anti-hack build bots. So we've got an anti-hack build bot here, so that will probably cover this thunderstorm, but maybe not that one. We've got the high velocity shells on the cannons. Can't advise that enough. Absolutely amazing. Will absolutely rinse through your bots. Absolutely incredible. The shark mines at the bottom, and I think the idea here is sort of do a lot of damage very early on and help maybe sort of lose a bot, lose a healer, something like that. But yeah, the reason to put these shark mines down the bottom is 2 reasons. So one, if you deploy your team either side, the shark mines will come from the side. And what people tend to do is tend to drop all their bots in the same section here. So what we could do is we could do a bit of drawing. Let's just go back to this a minute. So we could drop our bots here. There we go. Like my artistic skills. And then what will happen is they'll drop all in there, and then the healers will end up around here at the back because they'll try and drop them at the back, and the sharks will automatically go for the healers. So that's kind of the idea. If you drop your bots here, then the difference is they'll go this way, they'll go this way, and they'll split. So either way, if you drop your bots on the sharks to get rid of them, the bots will split. If you drop them to the side, the sharks will try and catch your healers. So yeah, pretty decent design in terms of that. The reason we've got anti-airing, I don't think it's personally because they want anti-air in there. Because the buildings explode, dealing an amount of DPS in Prime League Hard, if you attach the anti-air cores, they actually do more damage per second. So when they blow up, they do more damage to your bots. Nice little tip there for the current effects. So yeah, putting anti-air in will do more damage to your bots when it explodes. But don't forget, it does no damage on the floor. So it depends if you're going to, use an airbot as such. But yeah, with the anti-hack core there, not too sure if we're going to use blades or not. But target protocol mortars are amazing, absolutely amazing. I'd want 4 of these. I've got 3, I think, at the middle. I'd like a 4th. Really good cause. Cybertron charge is a given. Don't bother with the slowdown photon. Absolutely awful core. We've got guided missiles at the back. We've got an anti-hack core. Anti-hack core will probably cover these 2 beam lasers, but I think it can be better placed than that rather than right at the back, not covering much. There's not much here. A couple of attack cores. I'm going to look. I presume they're going to be the MDS with the attack cores. We've got a couple of Reju cores in there, but we could look at the base without the cores in a minute. And obviously outposts split up. We've got 1 there. We've got 2 outposts there. Let's have a look at the base without the cores a minute. There we go. So yes, 2 MDS at the back, and then we've got, like I said, high velocity at the front. We've got target protocol at the back there. And don't forget, in Prime League Hard at the minute, they have extended range as well, so quite decent. Beam laser in the middle with the anti-hack core to stop you from hacking. Again, a lot of the powerful defenses that you could hack. So beam lasers, cannons with high velocity are a massive hack target. So you definitely want to hack them if you can. But obviously with the anti-hack core, that's sort of stops that in a way. Brick's motions as guided missiles or attack. The only time I would put an attack core on a launcher is when or if they bring in glass gas again. I've used as guided missiles since they came out, nothing else. But then they did bring an effect out which made missile launchers throw glass gas on anything they touch. So you've got to think, if you put guided missiles on, then they will attack 1 target, and that 1 target will receive a glass gas effect and then some damage afterwards from the guided missiles. So that 1 target will take quite a bit of damage. But if you put an attack core on it, then it sort of throws out a sort of array of missiles. And so then you're hitting more targets for glass gas. So yeah, if they ever change that, then yeah, I'd put an attack core. But other than that, guided missiles all the way. In terms of MDS, a lot of people putting the rejuvenate cores on them because in Prime League Hard you can't one-shot them. So people are trying to two-shot them with the likes of Warpath and Sea Spray and things like that. So by putting a rejuvenate on, it just makes it that bit harder to kill. A lot of people doing that, or even an armor core. If people are trying to take it out with one shots and sort of do a bit of damage afterwards as well. But I think rejuvenate is definitely the way to go. That's probably the core of choice for MDS at the minute. You can see that it's very front loaded in terms of defenses and all the resource buildings out back, and that's just simply to limit points. That's all it is. So everything you've got here is literally just attacking your bots. And so if you were to use Sea Spray or another bot or whatever, you're not getting as many points back. That's the idea. Yes, Silverbots put Reju plus a healing Billbot. Really annoying. Yeah, pretty annoying it is. Grand Times put Reju over attack on the MDS. Yeah, I'd maybe say so. It depends what you go with. I mean, I'm a bit unsure how it works because the setting of the glass gas doesn't actually do damage. It just does glass gas. So if you put an attack core on that, then is it gonna give you an advantage? It's not gonna increase the the glass gas effect. So and that doesn't do any damage, I don't believe. So it's not gonna do much benefit on an attack core on the glass gas setting. If you put it on the plasma setting, then yeah, you got an attack. The attack core does work on the plasma setting, I know that much. And then obviously on the minigun as well. So if you are going to put the glass gas cannon, I can't remember what it's called now. It's not. I can't. It's not a laser. It's not plasma. Whatever else it is. Is it minigun? Yeah, I think it's minigun actually. Isn't it? Yeah, if you put on the minigun setting, which is the glass gas with attack. Leader one says minigun does damage. It's not a lot though, from what I've seen. It's not a lot. It's mostly just gas, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan. But yeah, definitely rejuve. Definitely. I'd have to test it to be sure to see if the minigun does do glass gas and damage as well. I can't see it personally. I think it just increases damage from other sources, but I can't. Listen, I'm not going to say 100 million percent, but I believe so. I think it'd be really overpowered if they didn't. But hey, but yeah, Reju is definitely the way to go. Outposts are spaced out, so you can see outposts are there. I expect some MSM mines to be around here somewhere, just so that if you're trying to rush up to here, anywhere around here, there'll be an MSM mine. There'll be an MSM mine around here. I imagine there'll be one up here as well, just in case you're trying to sack the base. And for the beam lasers, definitely. Cybertron charge. Without a doubt, Cybertron charge. So the idea of this base basically is just trying to path you into this kill box here. That's the idea. Can you see my mouse all right? I hope so. Yeah. So yeah, that's the idea of getting you into this kill box here. It's not symmetrical, which I'm not happy about. But yeah, you can see you've got outposts there. You've got the combined outposts. You've got 3 cannons. You've got the beam lasers, I think, will just about reach around this area here. You've got the MDS as well. So there's a lot of defenses sort of hitting there. And if you go this end, I think your bots will walk up and ignore this section here. That's why we've got the Thunderstorm. That'll hit you from behind, maybe hit your healers. And then you've got the mortars as well hitting from behind. So if you are attacking from this side, let me just draw a minute. So if you are attacking from this side here, be sure to take these out as well. And a good way to do that is when you attack and you go up this way, as soon as you pop this combiner, drop your Mega Supreme, change the color a minute, drop Mega Supreme over here, and then try and take out all these defenses with a Mega Supreme. Yeah, I'd say all those there. The rest should be taken out. Maybe the mortar will be taken out as well. But then the idea is these aren't shooting you from behind. So the idea is to get through. Use Rook to pop at least one of these. Or RC, or how do you want to do it? But once they pop, then drop the Mega Supreme. Just be careful against, obviously, Lao Kaiser or against Computron. I've seen some replays where Lao Kaiser or Computron will pop. They'll pop Omega Supreme straight away, and the hack will then be targeted at Omega Supreme. So when they pop out the outpost, wait. Literally wait until the hack builds up. It takes a good 5 or 10 seconds. Be careful that your bots aren't taking too much damage in that meantime. Let it build up, and then as it's about to hit, then drop a Mega Supreme, and then the hack will hit no one. So yeah, make sure you avoid that hack, guys. Seen so many attacks from top players where the hacks hit their bot, it's cleared out half their team, and by the time Mega Supreme's dead and buried, it's too late. Half the team's gone. Do not get hit by that hack. That is why Computron on defense is one of the most strongest bots there is. Every other combiner, I'd say Omega Supreme and Computron, or Lyle Kaiser and Overlord. Every other combiner other than them, you could probably take the base on without using the combiner because they don't do much damage in a way. But yeah, Omega Supreme's lightning bolts does a lot of damage. Be careful of that. Can take a healer out like that, especially like a smoke screen. Hence why I'm not a big fan of smoke screen in a way in wars. And obviously Computron can hack your own bots. If you've got some powerful bots with like 5-star combats on, they're going to turn on your team, which is obviously devastating. So you do not want to get hit by that hack, guys. I can't stress that enough. But yeah, interesting base. Okay, let's go on to the next base. So next base, so we can see here we've got a couple of the ricochet cores at the front. They are the best if you're looking for pure damage. We've got high velocity shells, like I said, decent again. We've got the incendiary mortars. We've got guided missiles, like we said, anti-hack core at the back here, Cybertron charge. Cybertron charge there, anti-hack core, two target protocols. So you can see there's a bit of a pattern in terms of target protocols, in terms of anti-shielding as well. Massive anti-shielding at the minute. Everyone is using anti-shielding cores. Guided missiles are standard, Cybertron charge standard. And I'll guarantee these are the MDS with the reju cores as well. High velocity shells there, and then obviously the ricochet cores. And that's sort of the reason, like, so it's not that people want to protect against tracks so much. Maybe they do, but I think it's more that the anti-hack cores are not quite as available yet. You got to remember that these anti-shielding cores were around a good year or so ago. They just didn't work to full effect, but now they are. People starting using them because they've had them because they've opened crystals for last year. So everyone's got these anti-shielding cores, but no one's really got the anti-hack cores or the MSM mines, things like that. As they come into the game more in a year's time, they'll be more apparent. So yeah, but the anti-shielding cores are decent for now. It stops tracks, so that's a good you know a good core to put on there if you haven't got anything else really. Um, but yeah, let's have a look at the base without the cores. You can see there, it's a bit far out, so I apologise. But yeah, so you can see there the MDS right by the HQ. The outpost spread out, so they can't be popped by the same hollow or whatever it is. Again, outpost popped out. Very much just kind of sort of anti-sack base this, making you sort of work for the points. So yeah, I'd imagine again MSM mine somewhere around here because you're going to start on the launch pad and go straight up to there to try and pop this. So MSN mine around here somewhere, MSN mine around here somewhere to go through that. Maybe even on the launch pad, and I'd expect an MSN mine around there, I reckon as well, and around there because you try and get an angle. So a good way to sack these sort of bases is to go through the middle. People don't really expect that because everyone goes from the side with Goldfire. So I'd imagine going through the middle. So if I was going to sack this, I'd go up there and I'd go that way maybe, something like that. Again, all the resource buildings out back, and that's simply just again reduce the amount of points available. You've seen a lot of this recently. Bricks Motion, has I got any good HQ15 bases? It's quite difficult because I'm HQ17 and I've got so many defenses and everything else and things like that. When I was a HQ15, it was a long, long time ago, and we didn't have half the things you've got now. I'd suggest going back through my videos and look at them, but sadly they're not going to work anymore. Combats have changed base design so much, so much. And yeah, I'm hoping there's a way back from that. I really am, because you'll find that in a lot of these bases, you'll see the walls are not used to slow people down. They're not used as enclosures. A lot of these walls nowadays are used to path, plain and simple, to split your bots, to force them to go where you want them to go. And yeah, base design's not what it was. So yeah, the idea again of this base is getting you into sort of kill box, maybe splitting your bots around here, but the idea is if they do go in this middle bit here, you've got the target protocol mortars and incendiary mortars hitting them from either side, and then you've obviously got the mines as well. So plasma cannon setting. So the idea is to get you stuck in this kill box here. Decent base design. And then base 3. So again, you can see high velocity shells, target protocol, thunderstorms, the anti-shielding cores, high velocity shells, and guided missiles. Everyone uses very similar cores. You can see that the cores that people aren't using that much of is on the turrets, and the reason is that turrets haven't got any amazing cores. Ricochet's all right. You can use Death Pulse, which I did a couple of mine. Or you can use anti-air really, but there's no like standout core that's like wow. But then none of them that are actually that good. So yeah, it's not like there's one standout's amazing. It's not like they're all awful, but it's not like any of them are really that good. So on the turret you can put whatever you want on really. Depending on the effects, depending on what level you are. I wouldn't put anti-air on really unless you're in Prime League maybe. And then at the top here, so we've got Rejuvenates on the MDS, Cybertron Charge, and we've got some healing build bots. Not a big fan of the healing build bots, to be fair. I would prefer anything else than healing build bots, really. I understand putting one behind the HQ. That can really sort of slow people down if they lose some bots and get to HQ. It can really cause some problems. But three, maybe it's a bit overkill. I think can be better used. But you can see in this base, this is a good point that I'm going to make. No anti-hack cores at all in this base. So you got a thunderstorm tower there that you can use. We'll look at the base without the cores. So, oops. And basically it's gone, so we can't. I don't know where it's gone to. But yeah, you can hack this area here quite easily because there's no anti-hack cores. Hack the top area as well with Cybertron charges. There again, they're key structures you want to hack. The beam lasers and the cannon. So a good area to hack there. Thunderstorms you want to hack. So we can hack that area there. We can hack that area there. Hack that area there. Hack the top bit. So this is sort of like an old style base that you could hack the hell out of. So yeah, it needs some sort of anti-hack build bots there somewhere. We can't see any. So this base definitely needs that. Base 4, again, 4 target protocol. We want to try and kill them healers as soon as possible, kill them gunners. If you kill the gunners, then you're gonna, if you kill the gunners, then you're gonna, reduce their DPS so they could time out. That's already they are going to time out if they kill the gunners. If they lose the healers, then they've got a chance that they might, obviously, the bots might die because they've got no healing. So, yeah. You can see here that we've got the shock towers, so they're okay. The shock towers are all right. The thunderstorms are okay as well. Thunderstorms are really good if you can make sure they don't get hacked. Again, high velocity. We've got explosive shells there. And then we've got an anti-shielding core. And then up here we've got 2 build bots with healing. So yeah, I think 2's enough really. But the problem is that it's very central, this attack. So because you're going to go very central, the HQ's there. Yeah, I think the healing build bot's actually behind the HQ, so it's not too bad. And then obviously guided missiles and rejuvenate. One's even got an armor on. Cybertron charge and a guided missile. So usual suspects. And so the idea behind this base. So last 2 bases we've seen have got a kind of bottleneck that's forcing you into them bottlenecks. But the idea behind this one is, I'm gonna sort of baff you a bit now. The key structure in this is this one here, or this one, depending on which way you come from. That's the key structure. Because the idea is, I'm gonna draw a sort of. This is where you need to understand pathing in these wars. So if you drop your bots around here, yeah, you drop the bots there. Let's change the color a minute, and then they're gonna walk. So the idea is the tanks are gonna walk up here. Yep. And the tanks can't get through there. The tanks are going to sit there, pounding on the wall. And then your gunners are going to go through here, and then they're going to kill this. So as soon as that gets killed, your tanks are then going to walk round here to target this defense. They're going to walk round the walls. Your gunners will carry on walking round, hitting the outpost. So the gunners are going to really suffer there. Then they're going to walk around here, maybe kill that. And then once that happens, your tanks are going to walk upwards. And that's the idea. Splitting your gunners down here, splitting your tanks up here. So there is an easy way to get rid of that. Very easy. And that is simply just to get rid of that very early on. You've got to take that defense out very early on. And that literally, all that does is it makes your bots path up there. And then once this is destroyed, the tanks will go down there with the gunners. They'll go around there with the gunners. Go around there with the gunners. But then once you get to here, 1 or 2 things are going to happen. Either they will walk up here, or what normally happens is, your tanks walk up there, and your gunners will walk around there. That's what you'll generally find, because your gunners are lower down. So what you ideally want to do as well is when your bots have walked around here, you want to take these out. I know it sounds crazy taking resource buildings out, But the idea is that your gunners are gonna walk upwards, and then your tanks and gunners are all gonna walk up together. So the key structures in all this to take out literally are that one, that one, that one. That is honestly the key structures on this base. So that's the idea behind the base. They want to make it split. They want to make your gunners what they can't. The tanks walk around there, split your gunners up. You can use Optimus Prime, very good bot against such bases that want splitting to keep your bots intact. But again, you're using points for that. If you take the structure out, yes, you're using points, but you're also reducing damage. If you use Optimus Prime, you're still taking damage for that. So it's up to you how you want to sort of work it, really. But Optimus Prime is very, very forgiving. Once you get to the top section, it's then just keeping your bots together and make sure they don't split. And it's just sort of getting through the top section, really. But this is the bottom section you need to get through. You need to path this correctly so your bots path around. That's the idea. But yeah, a good base design that I can imagine crops quite a few people up. And then next up, it's a G Metal Frenzy. So this is a very, very good base design. So a few things to note. So again, it's the usual cores as such. He's gone with explosive shells and attack cores. Not a big fan personally. I'd stick with high velocity, which we've got up here. But hey, what do I know? This guy's a top player, higher than me. Yeah, thunderstorms. I think the thunderstorms can probably do some damage. But they've got an anti-hack core there, which I think will sort of cover that. I think so. It's a G metal. I imagine it's max for this guy. Very high level player. So yeah, anti-hack core right in the middle where you want it. Really good positioning. We've got the target protocol there. Target protocol there is missing just one, which I imagine it will change when it gets that. So yes, again aimed at killing healers, aimed at killing your gunners. Then we've got the Cybertron charge, got guided missiles, and then we've got the Reju behind the HQ. Let's just make sure it is behind the HQ. Yes, the idea there is that your base will get through here. They're pounding on this. Do we have healing build bots? Yep, we've got a healing build bot there. You can see. And the idea of that is to try and obviously make your time out. It's a bit close for me. I think if you hit that with top shot, it might actually kill that build bot. So I think just putting it one more square back, maybe two, it will still heal the HQ. But will not get taken out by top shot. Because you've got to think that when you're firing at a target next to that, top shot will take that out. So you've got to think that when top shot is firing here, it could take this wall part out. So when you think about pathing, your bots could start pathing upwards because top shot is taking it out, especially if it's a shock tower behind a wall. So you've got to be cautious of that when you're pathing. The idea behind this base is, again, if you come right in the middle, the bots are going to split. Split? The bots are going to split. The bots are going to split. So the idea is to go from the side. Now the problem there, if you go from the side, some bots are going to go up there, some bots are going to go across. So you've got to take this section out. It's got an anti-hack build bot, which is a bit of a nightmare. So best thing, and I can see Grandtown's put it, is Sea Spray, Sea Spray. Yes, and just go through this with Sea Spray. Just take this out. Whatever way you need to. You can use Laser Optimus if you want to. Use Laser Optimus and Wheeljack to take this section out. I'll be explaining that later. But this section is the prime part you've got to take out, guys. All this section here. Then the idea is they will walk upwards. And personally, I'd have a mortar around here rather than there. Hitting you from behind. And then drop Omega Supreme again once you pop the outpost. Pop Omega Supreme over here and take this out. So just to show you. Nope, cancel that. Try again. So this is how I generally attack this base. So I will drop my bots here. And then choose yellow for Sea Spray. I will take this section here out with Sea Spray, generally, or any bot you can, or Laser Optimus, which causes your bots to path upwards this way, because there's nothing left there. So that's the way they'll go. Once you pop the combiner, wait for the nice purple hack to appear there. Once it's appeared there, then drop a Mega Supreme over here. Try and drop it to the back of the launch pad. If you drop a Mega Supreme at the front, the combiner come over and target and do a lot of damage to your combiner. Drop them at the back, the outpost bots in the combiner won't target them until they step onto this line. So you've got a bit extra time where you're not getting targeted. So put your Mega Supreme at the back here. Take out this as a Mega Supreme. Take out this, and maybe even take this section out here if you can with a glass gas ball or something else like that, and his pounding ability. If you can take all that out, then literally all you're doing is pathing up there. Then all you got to do is try and take out that, and take out that, and take out that section there. If your Titan can beat their Titan, it's easy to take that section out at the top with your Titan and with a good bot. But yeah, very good base design. Like I said, a lot of these base designs are designed to make you split. That is the idea. What you've got to do, guys, is you've got to analyze where the split is. Because that's what every single base pretty much is analyzed around. It's either a kill box to force your bases into one section and get pounded. So what you've got to do is take the sort of parts of the base that are going to pound you out of that kill box, and that kill box no longer becomes a kill box. Or you've got to work out which part of the base is going to path you to split and then take that section out. And that is literally how I war. That is basically the be all and all of it. And I know many people will be like, well, what makes you qualified to say this, Wozza? You know, what says that you should be, I should listen to you, or, that is sometimes I play as well, like, well, you don't give good advice or whatever like that. But at the end of the day, I've literally, and I'm not just like bigging myself up, but it's just to prove a point that I think I'm up to 10 300s in a row as psyops now. I think I've dropped in 2 wars since being there, which is about 8 months, I think now, something like that. So yeah, to drop 2 wars in 8 months is pretty good going against only top 10 teams, guys. We only track top 10, so I've dropped twice in my entire time in psyops against top 10 opposition, and I haven't dropped a single time in the last at least 10 wars. I think it might be more, but yeah, at least 10. My average is 299. I don't think it'll ever get to 300 because unless it gets to 299.6, I'm hoping it rounds up. But yeah, all we can get better than that is to get a perfect one. You know. So now we'll get into the game and we'll have a bit of a chat about my base. And once there we go. That's better. Okay, so my base design, and I don't mind telling you why I've designed the base I have. So you might look at my base design and think, well, that's a bit different than everyone else's, and mine's quite susceptible to walks. If you if you do a walk on my base, then you're probably going to be quite successful, really, because there's not a lot of clustered defenses anywhere. It's quite spread out. But the idea behind my bases is that I design my bases around whatever the current meta bot is. And that is Sea Spray. Sea Spray is without a doubt the most powerful bot in the game right now. You might disagree with me. Trust me, it is. Sea Spray is absolutely ridiculous what he does to bases right now. And so what I've done is I've spaced a lot of defenses out all over the map. Especially low down. What people will generally do is they'll generally start an attack. They'll use Sea Spray 2 or 3 times, take out most of the defenses, and then walk the rest of the base. That's what I do. So by limiting the sort of defenses and sort of spacing them all out, that's generally the idea. So I've had some clever placements of mortars, very sort of to one side. That's the Incinerate. Every other one is target protocol. You can take there, 2 there as well. So the idea here is that most people, again, start from either side. If you start from the middle, your bots are going to go there, your bots are going to go there. They might meet in the middle, they might not. It depends if it's even. And I can see actually when I was mentioning it's uneven, I'm going to come to that as well, which could be an interesting discussion. If you attack from the side, then some bots will walk up, some will come down. Now, I've got Blaster in this outpost, a crazy amount of DPS, and so the idea is that's going to sort of get some people down here and get them hooked up. The idea at the start is not too much damage, and so they probably don't need to use many ability points, but people just generally do because they're used to it. But the idea is to sort of clog them up. Then we've got Chromia here. Again, the idea is to clog them up. And you'll be surprised at how many people at this point use their combiner when they're not actually in that much trouble, really. But what you'll find is because they're getting hit by these mortars, again, look at the danger. The danger is these target protocol. If you come from this side, you come to this point and you start going upwards, so you're not getting hit by this. If you get hit by this shock tower, you're gonna get these pounding you, these three. So the idea is, if you get hit by the shock tower, take the shock tower out, kill the shock tower. It's no longer an issue. And I still get people going like, "Oh, I want red alert because it stops Chromia." Well, why don't you just take the shock tower out? And then it's very you Blaster with Quintus in the op. Yes, I have got Blaster with Quintus in the op. But yeah, I'm not too sure it's the best. It's not too. I don't think it's the best core for an outpost Quintus because you don't really kill many outpost bots. So the best thing for in an outpost really the core is this G1 core which stuns. But yeah, many people will drop their combiner around here to deal with Chromia and deal with Blaster. And that's perfect for me because we've got Computron on defense, and that's where the hack comes in, and that's where I need to be careful. So you've got the hack there. We've also got Rook in here. The idea again, Rook's got crazy HP, which we'll look at in a minute when I go through my team. 63% of his HP, but we'll talk about that again in a minute. And then we've also got Rhinox on the other side with his G1 core, which is absolutely incredible. I've actually asked the apes, can we have more of this style of bot or cores? Where when a bot uses ability, you can so basically you can sack all the outposts, and then once done, you can drop your combiner and the abilities are wasted. That's it. All the abilities are gone. So what's the point in putting a bot in an outpost if it can be sacked? That's why we had these MSM mines come out to sort of stop this. It made it irrelevant, but it still could be irrelevant by dropping hollows and making them waste their abilities. But with the G1 core of Rhinox, it reignites the ability when it gets to 40%. And I really like that because then you have to deal with the ability as it should be. So I'd like to see more of these in the game, more cores like this, or more abilities like this that they use the ability and then it gets used again at some point. But yeah, very very cool. And then obviously up top we've got the Cybertron charge. We've got the Cybertron charge over here. We've got the guided missiles. I can show you the cores as well, just to show. Just get closer. There we go. Nope, bit too far out. So yes, you see there we've got death pulse down here. We've got high velocities on all the cannons. We're just missing one target protocol. We've got gold MSM mines there, gold MSM mine, a G metal MSM mine here as well. Target protocol mortars. We've got thunderstorms here. We've got a self repair on the thingy there on the minigun. We've got an armor core. I'm missing a rejuve G metal anyway, so I've put an armor core, but it's an armor core and it's also next to the shield gen. You can see as well that I've put shark mines behind there as well, next to the shield to sort of shield them a bit more protection. And someone mentioned earlier, I've got a couple of healing build bots again behind the HQ just to make it harder to beat. So yes, as someone mentioned earlier, I think it was actually Whale, I think, said it's so uneven. And here's the reason. It's a bit of something that from someone in PsyOps told me. I was like, that's pretty clever actually. So the reason we've got more over here is if my Titan dies, their Titan will start attacking the base on this side. So we've put some low HP buildings on this side. And what happens is every time you destroy a building in Prime League, sharks pop out. So although the Titan's attacking my base, every time it kills all these defenses, all these structures, sharks are going to pop out and the sharks are going to attack their own bots. So by their Titan beating mine, he's then going to make his own bots be at a disadvantage from the sharks. So yeah, pretty clever, pretty genius to be fair. I was like, yeah, I'm still in that one. There's not many times in bases I'll look at base and go like, that's pretty genius to be fair. I'll think about these things a lot earlier, but that is pretty genius. So yeah. Grind transport, you need to recharge your shield. Top tip for you. If we are going to lose a war, I don't recharge it because in Cybertron we will win the war pretty much. I'll guarantee it. So I don't to save resources to save ore because I know the ore is quite scarce. You see, I'm down to 15 there. I don't charge it if we lose a war. There's a good tip for you as well. If you're going to drop down to a point where you know you can win. So yeah. So yeah. I don't charge it unless it's a tight war. It's very close at the minute. I won't show the scores, guys. I don't think it's fair. Yeah, I know 300, but I'm not going to show everyone else's scores. It's not fair on them. But yeah, very close war at the minute. 3 hours left. I literally think there's about 10 points in it. I know it looks like it's like 1,000 points. We've got quite a few guys to go yet. But my workings out. Last time I worked it out was about an hour or so ago, and there was 10 points in it. So it's going to be a good war. We beat them last time. It's the first time in about 9 wars we beat POW. Very strong team. And yeah, we beat them for the first time. So we're looking for a second win against them. Psyops were not quite as powerful as they once were, but we're trying to get back to that. And yeah, we're doing well at the minute and doing well against these guys. And yeah, should be an interesting war for sure. So I was going to do some replays, but again, war replays. I don't want to start showing people's bases. Um, so yeah, I'm not going to do that sadly. But yeah, we could do some attacks, things like that, and I can talk about my bots. There's no point taking my war team into a zone 15 base because it absolutely demolishes it. But yeah, the plan is let's have a look at the battle pass. Show I'm up to the battle pass and things like that. Show I'm up to with my general account running it. So we're currently up to 1,360 points. Interested to get this troop research skip, and I'm in two minds what to do with it, and I'll explain that in a minute as well. Oops. But yeah, at the minute, got to win 5 battles, at least 3 class bots. So an easy way to do that, guys. Very easy way to do that. We'll go through some battle pass techniques. Is go to PvP, and I've set up base number 9. Sorry, squad slot number 9, and I can put whatever I want in there basically. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go. Scroll, 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 scroll. Okay, 3 airbots. So let's have a look. We got Peaceful Silver Bolt. We've got what's on the gunner in there? We've got Cosmos. Yep, we'll put Cosmos in there, and then a decent airbot now. Strafe. No, I need a tank in there. Well, I say a tank. Yeah, we can put a strafe in there, and then we'll put a tank in there. Let's put a Dinobot in there. Not, I don't think we even need Dinobot, do we? So what you'll notice is, guys, battle zone 5, nice low battle. Yeah, grind time, sort by class. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm not daft. I normally do, but hey, in the middle of the stream. Hey, Engineer Hoist is in the chat. I'm sure he's come back to troll me after us trolling him. Me and Grind Time joined his stream, and it's been a funny story actually. I don't mind. I hope Grind Time doesn't mind me telling this actually. So it all started where me and Grind Time we were talking, and we said like, "Oh, Hoist stream's on. Do you want to go and watch it?" So we went, "Yeah, yeah, we'll go and watch Hoist stream." So then, I think Heist mentioned a giveaway or something at the beginning of his stream. So then, obviously we get our own content creator codes, but we can't use our own, so we try and win other people's like you do, like everyone else does. And I think we started mithering him for to do a giveaway. We're like, look, Grant Spot. I deny everything. I am completely innocent. So me and Grant were like, "Where's the giveaway? We want a giveaway." And we sort of pressurized Hoist into doing the giveaway. I think he already mentioned he was doing it anyway. But we sort of pressurized him into it. And so then the next stream, we're talking. So we're obviously talking over Skype, and then Hoist was on the stream. So I said, let's try and get him to do another giveaway. Let's see if we can get him to do one." And so then we started again, and now it's become a thing now that me and Grind Time, if we're ever on together and Hoist Stream is on, we will go in Hoist Stream and just make him do a giveaway. And that's generally it. That is all we ever try and do. So as soon as you'll see us in Hoist Stream, just go in there and just go, "Did I hear giveaway? Are you doing a giveaway? Giveaway? Where's the giveaway? What giveaway? I'm sure I heard giveaway, and basically just hounded him into doing a giveaway. It's just a bit of fun, like I said, and Heist takes it in the best way. Like I said, guys, it's not me trolling him in a bad way. I would gladly like him to do the same for me. I would have no problem with it at all. Because yeah, I've had Heist on my channel. I've interviewed him. He's a cool guy. He's an OG of streamers, guys. Go and check his channel out. He's a absolutely ridiculous 10k subs. So yeah, great guy. But just a laugh between us streamers. And yeah, so see you, Grand Test. But sorry, Heist, we won't do it because we love you. Yeah, like I said, it's only been a friendly fun. But yeah, I think now my biggest one did I hear giveaway. I think now because and I love I just said that now because now I'm gonna get the same out. Yeah. And I love the fact that Hoist even knows that now. So I think that I'm pretty sure he cottoned on. I'm pretty sure. But I love the fact that he'd be sat there all serious and going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he'd go over the comments and you just go, and you see him just chuckle to himself because we know he's read our comments. We know he's seen it, and he's like, no, I'm not doing a giveaway yet. I will. Oh, I'm crying laughing, honestly. I will definitely do a giveaway, guys. Definitely. I promise you. My name's not Heist. I'm not stingy with my codes. Matt Polish put this is where Wozza says members only giveaway. That's a good idea, actually, yeah. Okay, back on track. So, I'm gonna drop Dinobot first. We're gonna drop two air-class bots first. Now, the idea is that the Titan is literally gonna take the defenses out for us. Nice and simple. But the reason I'm keeping one back is that just in case they all die. If they all die, the Titan then will stop attacking and the attack is over. So wait until the base is nearly down. Then we'll put the fourth one down. There you go. Literally that easy, guys. And the good thing is, because they're such low level, there's hardly any cooldown, so you can literally fly through these really quickly. I think I went through a challenge of, I think I had to do 10 battles with gunners, and I think I flew through it in like 15 minutes or something. It was crazy. But yeah. So just to show, 4 out of 5. Going again. You see there, look, 1 minute. So I can take Cosmos out. It should scroll down. Cool. Another airbot. Put Cybertron Jetfire in. Instead of Strafe, we'll put Blades in. Instead of Dinobot, we'll put Sentius in. Instead of Silver Ball, another airbot. We'll put Sky Striker in. Save again. Number 5. Nice and easy. Like I said, a very simple way to complete the battle pass. And that's what it is, guys. You've got to think of creative ways to sort of get around things. I've seen people saying like, oh, it's really hard doing the hard battles. It's not that hard. And I'll show you a good way to do it for that as well. So, Sensius first. Just drop 2 of the airbots. Just in case they die. Because this team's not as good. Let's try hacking it. There we go. Now drop Sky Striker. There we go. Nice and easy. And you see there, we've done 2 attacks in what? 3 minutes? Something like that. Very easy. There we go. 1390. So, win 30 Alliance War Battles. That'll be done by next week. 50 normal elimination. I normally do it on Thursday night, my elimination, to be fair. It's the last thing I do. I usually do my Titan XP first, then do my resource raids and do some Cyber Pass battles, and then I'll do my elimination mode last. 5 war battles without a medic. That ain't happening unless we get a Cybertron War. That is not happening in a tracked war. Not a chance. Win 400 battles. That'll be done by next week as well. Collect 500 ore. That'll be done. So next week I'll have 500, 1,150 plus the daily challenges for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 9, 8, 27, 36. So 1,150 plus 1,500 I'll get by Sunday probably. 1,500 means I'll be 2,750. So by Sunday, I should be around here after a week and a half. So I can see a lot of people saying it's very hard to complete. It's not. It's not, guys. Honestly, you can really do it. Yeah. Engineer Harris says just reconfigured his squads so he has at least one of each of his configurations. Um, yeah, I've got my squads differently, but I'll go for my war team first because I did say I want to do that first, didn't I? Okay, my war team. So yes, I know that some people are gonna say yes, but you've got all 5-star bots, was it? So yes, of course you got a 300. Trust me, I know people a lot higher than me, in terms of the amount of bots they've got. Bots higher level than mine, better combats than me, who don't have the record I have. And it's simply down to synergy, guys. And I'm gonna explain every single sort of choice really. I mean, this guy sort of gets subbed out. Um, so what we'll try and do is we'll try and take the ones out. So we'll keep these ones for now. So this is the mainstay of my team. This does not change. These 6 bots stay in my team, thick and thin, no matter what. And then the next 2 spots depend on the team, on the base that we're facing, and that depicts who I take. So we've got Rook first, and listen, there's no like this is the way you've got to do it, but I would say that you need these sort of cores in somewhere. So you do need my Cronus in. Shield Run, he's got his positives, got his negatives. He's really good at protecting damage, but it does make Rook stay back a bit. So when I want to pop Outpost, I find that Rook's sort of in the middle of my bots rather than at the front. So I'm not too keen on Shield Run right now. I might swap him out on someone else. I'm a bit undecided yet what to do, but we'll see. But yeah, he is a very good combat, but not for what I want Rook for. I need Rook at the front to pop outposts and reach those outposts. So I'm a bit in 2 minds. I don't know what to do because it is really good. Okay, my Cronus for me is a must in my team as well. A lot of healing in this team. Next up, we've got Blaster. Traxodon is absolutely amazing on Blaster. I would take it to 10, but to be honest with you, I've got what? I've got 1.4 million combat spy, but to be honest with you, it doesn't need it. Honestly, he's almost invincible without it, so why take it to 10? It is that good. But yeah, absolutely amazing. Quintus, absolutely a must on Blaster, absolutely amazing core. And I see a lot of people saying like, oh, take Blaster or take Rook. Why not both? If your bots do, the point of my team is that if things go wrong, I've got a bad plan B. If plan B doesn't work, I've got plan C. I've even got plan D. And you'll see this by the way I've sort of set my team up. So if Rook does walk off for some strange apparent reason, I've got Blast to pop the outpost. I've got a second bot in backup. If both of them walk off, then yeah, I'm in trouble. But that's why when I sort of drop them, I try and drop them slightly separated. And that reason is I want them both to walk the same way still. But if one does walk off, want to walk that way, want to walk that way, I've got one at least where I need it to be. So Blaster and Rook to pop outposts. It's like a dual role in a way that they're both. Rook more predominantly, but Blaster's backup is a good second bot to use. Then we've got Blades. So Blades is there simple to hack if there's no hack cores. If there is hack cores, then well, we'll either you tend to find that there's only one hack core in most bases now. You don't find hack cores everywhere. They generally just find one. Take that out, and you can still use Blades. But there's some clever designs out there where everyone's keeping their cannons, keeping their beam lasers separated because they're, and then obviously shock towers because they're the key things that people look to hack. So if you split all them up and your turrets as well, turrets, cannons, shock towers, beam lasers, if you can split them up so they're not going to shoot at each other, then you don't really need anti-hack cores really in a way. But yeah, yeah, Blades I generally use here and there, not as much used to. Blades I have set up with Alpha Trion and Top Shot. Because I don't use Blades as much, now I've put Top Shot on him. For a while, I took Top Shot off. It's the highest combat I've got. And because he spends quite a bit of time in the air, I was losing that DPS from Top Shot. So keep that in mind, guys, that if you are using a jet or blades or someone that stays in the air for quite a while, don't put your best combat on them because you're losing a lot of DPS while they're in the air. So put it on a different bot. But now I don't use blades as much. Now I want top shot on him. Wheeljack. I have got Wheeljack. We've got Ray Booster and Rung ability 11. Obviously, it gives a great healing boost. So what I generally use that if Ratchet is stunned. If Ratchet is stunned, I can use Wheeljack. That's the idea, and it sort of speeds the bots up as well. It also speeds Wheeljack's self healing up as well. It heals more. So yeah. And then we've got Ratchet. Where's Ratchet got to? Oh, he's over here. That's why. Then we've got Ratchet for the heal bomb. I'll use at least one, maybe two of these every single war, sort of keep my bots alive. With a Ray Booster and with Rung. Now, I've actually got his G1 core, and people say like, oh, why haven't you used that? So, Ratchet's G1 is pretty much the same as a Ray Booster, I'm pretty sure. Maybe very, very slightly more. But you get a speed increase. Now, the problem with that is if you are depending on your healers needing speed, then that means they're running around. If they're running around, you've not pathed properly. So for me, if you want this core, it's because you're relying on your attack to go wrong. Why don't you just make sure your attack doesn't go wrong in the first place? You know, it's not. I get it's sort of a fail-safe. I understand that, like I said to you earlier, the bot split. But for the advantage it gives over a Ray Booster when you've already got one leveled, I mean, if I had this at level 1 and a Ray Boost at level 1, then yeah, I'd probably use the G1 core. If you've already got a Ray Booster leveled up, then I wouldn't waste more resources. So yeah. So all them bots are must-stays, and then we sort of sub some bots in. I'm going to explain why I use each bot. So Rhinox can go in. So we've seen some bases there where the HQ will be down low, and the shield generator will be high above that. So yeah, you can use maybe use Jetfire. All depends if it's healing build bots there as well. But with the tech tree of more shielding, then it's quite hard to judge whether Jetfire is going to take that out. And what you don't want, guys, you don't want to use Jetfire to take that out and it doesn't work. Say you've got 4 ability points left and you use Jetfire and it doesn't take it out. It can literally ruin your attack. The good thing about Rhinox is it does damage to it, but it doesn't matter what HP the shield gen is at. Once you get into the shield gen, it'll keep pounding away at it. It will. You can use your Titan as well, whatever else, but you know, Rhinox will keep pounding at it. So that's why I prefer Rhinox over Jetfire. Yes, it is slightly bit more expensive, but that's just managing your points and make sure you've got enough at the end. I always make sure I've got at least 5 or 6 points when I get to the HQ, when the HQ has that shield gen right behind it, and just making sure of that. The next bot I use is Bumblebee. So I will use Bumblebee if the defenses are very clustered. So obviously not against MDS, not against shock towers, unless it's thunderstorm. Oh no, he can't. No, he can't. He can't stun. Sorry, I'm thinking hack. He can't stun shock towers. He can't stun MDS. So, but he can stun cannons, things like that. But what I generally use it for, I use it for his damage because he's actually got incredible damage. People don't actually realise how much damage he's got because I mentioned it. We're talking in the Psyops chat about Sea Spray, which I'll talk about more a bit later. And someone said, I'm not a big fan of B. And I was like, well, he's actually pretty good. I was like, well, I'm not too sure. He's no Sea Spray. And I was like, well, he's not that bad, you know? And I'm like, yeah, but it's nowhere near Sea Spray. I was like, well, okay, look at this then. It's 2 ability points plus 2. So, using his ability once, you get 4k damage. Yes, it is over 12 seconds though, granted. But for those 12 seconds, your bots are taking no damage from that area. So you can use an EMP, it will do 4k damage. So, yes, Sea Spray does about 6k. Yes, I said 6k. But 4k damage in an area, plus another 4k damage from a different bot, that'll clear that whole area. for very, very cheap. You could use it at most bots have like 5 or 6 ability points. Impactor, Laser Optimus, bots like that that use like 5, 6 ability points plus Bumblebees too. For 7, 8 ability points, you're clearing a huge area. So Bumblebee's more like a cleanup bot for me. Um, and Grant says, "Is Primer better than Alchemist?" No, I just found that I wanted Primer in the team somewhere, and I liked Flak on Bumblebee. I did have Alchemist on, but it didn't really help him that much. It died very quickly. It dies a lot, and I can see Dale's in the chat. And Dale, you need to fix Bumblebee. I've mentioned it to Yanis as well. I think in the chat maybe I didn't. I don't know, but it definitely needs fixing. All the scouts need fixing because they melee outpost bots, so they lose their range. So you can put flak on him. I use his flak throughout, but then as soon as he targets an outpost bot, it becomes a melee bot, runs to the front of the pack, and dies basically. And it's not real. It's not really fair that you've got a bot with 15,000 health that runs off and dies all the time. And I thought it was his speed originally, but it's not. It's actually because he's actually bugged and he melees. So that does need fixing, sadly. But outside of that, he's absolutely amazing. I love this bot. I really do. It's good to see like one of the the fan favorites in the game. Being that good. But yeah, 4k damage. Yes, it's over 12 seconds. So if you do use ability, don't try and use the ability and the ability again. You're not gonna get 8k damage that quickly, guys. It does take 12 seconds. That's the downside of it. But 4k damage over 12 seconds is absolutely incredible. So yeah. And then next up is Laser Optimus. This guy's only level 60 at the minute, and I was going to talk about the research upgrade. And the reason I'm a bit whether to upgrade him or not, I need him on a war team in certain bases to clear an area. So I don't want to lose him for 2 weeks. But then the troop upgrade, I don't want to use that, and then we don't get any more. And then when HQ 18 comes, you need to upgrade your bots from 65 to get to 66. I don't want that. I want to have enough to at least raise a few of my bots to 66 if that's the case. I don't think it will be, but I am famous for planning ahead, and that's what I'm dubious about. Do I take a dive now, or do I keep him out? Do I leave Laser Optimus out for now for 2 weeks and chance dropping points in a war? It's unlikely, but still chance it. Or do I do it now, skip it, get him leveled, and then chance not being able to level him up to 66 instead? So yeah. Penny Lancaster's you put B with Rustos and they become frontline strike with their abilities. Yes, any combo like that, any combo with B. I use Laser Optimus personally. I just don't want 2 scouts on my team. B and Rustos are great together abilities wise, but they're not good together in a team. Like I said, scouts just generally die very quickly because of that bug that they melee. When they're fixed, then yeah, I agree. But at the minute, then definitely not. But yeah, Laser Optimus and B generally for clearing an area. A good tip as well is using Laser Optimus and Wheeljack in an area. That clears an immense area. Absolutely immense. Because it actually speeds up the discs and actually pumps out more discs because it speeds his ability up. So you get a lot more damage out of him. So yeah, top tip, Laser Optimus and Wheeljack. So what I'll generally do is I'll generally drop Laser Optimus along with Wheeljack and Ratchet. I will use Laser Optimus followed by Wheeljack straight afterwards. Then I'll drop all my bots and then put Bumblebee on top of that. And then by the time my bots even get near it, it's gone, whatever area it is. Then I can use Sea Spray for other areas. And I think it was, Grind Time I was talking, so I can't remember now. Basically, I use Laser Optimus and I use B and Blades to cheapen my use of Sea Spray. That's the way I sort of do it. Rather than using Sea Spray 3 or 4 times, I was talking to Tex about it. That's what I was talking to Tex. Rather than using Sea Spray 3 or 4 times, I use him 2, maybe 3 at most, and then definitely use Wheeljack, Bumblebee, Blades, and the likes of them as well to clear an area. Again, clear an area. It's all about pathing, guys. It really is. And then the last bot I will use is Jetfire. So the only time I really use Jetfire is if I want to clear out a certain defense that's causing a problem into the pathing and it's out on its own, and that one defense will cause me a problem, which happens, guys. People do that, and they do that for 2 reasons: one, to make you use a different bot, to make you use a one shot to change your team, And for two, to make you use ability points that maybe you don't want to use. Maybe you could walk that section without using ability points, but now you got to take it out because it's caused an issue with pathing. So yeah, Jetfire does come in, especially things like mortars and beam lasers that are causing pathing issues. Generally, mortars more to be fair. But yeah, another bot that I can put in the team as well, and that's generally everyone I use. I can see Charlie Players saying, "Why not B and Smokey?" Well, B does not do enough damage in Prime League to make it so that Smoke can take them out. It's got to be below 40% health, and I think B only does it for like 50-ish. I could be quite wrong, but it's not quite 40. The reason I don't put Smokescreen in. For the simple problem that he's got too low HP. His HP is crazy low. I think it's the lowest in the game, in fact. At 10,000 at max. And just one bolt from Omega Supreme can really do a lot of damage. So you can see there that his health is 10k. And I think I need to go back in actually. I think the healers are similar. So my healer's health is 10k, and Wheeljack's is around the same, yep, 10k. So you guys think 10k health. So looking at Omega Supreme. So generates a storm, disabling nearby enemies, bolts of deep space energy, hit targets once dealing 5,000 damage. It's unlikely, but if they get hit by two of those, they're dead. They're gone. I don't want to lose Smoker. I don't want to lose a healer. So I'm just limiting the sort of. It's a risk assessment. I'm limiting the chance of me losing multiple bots. I've got two low health bots. That's it. But the good thing about this team that I need to mention is, so Jetfire is not applicable. It's probably the only one that's not applicable, to be fair. So let's say I run my team, and Rook runs off on his own into danger. I can use his hollow to distract that danger. If Blaster runs off, I can use his ability to negate the danger. If Blades runs off, I can use the ability to hack the area, negating the damage. Healers, hope they don't. Sea Spray, if Sea Spray runs off, then he can take out a section and negate the damage as well. You can see where I'm going. If Rhinox runs off, I can use Rhinox's damage. Because it self-heals and because it slows them all down 70%, it means he gets very little damage done to him. Draxton heals him as well, so he stays alive for a lot longer. And it, again, negates the damage. If Laser Optimus runs off, I can use his ability. Clear the area. It negates the damage. If I use Bumblebee, if he runs off on his own, I can use Bumblebee to stun the area to negate the damage. So you can see there that if it really, really does go wrong, I still don't lose a bot. I still keep all my bots intact. And then what I will do is I will literally just spam that one bot to make sure that bot stays alive. And then wait for the rest of my team to catch up. If it goes wrong. It's very unlikely. It's like one every few wars that it does go wrong. But they're the wars that you will drop points because you lose that bot and your healers start running around. But if that bot you can use to negate that damage, then you don't need to worry. Because it runs off, it's okay. He's got it covered. It's fine. And as we talked about text about the team as well, is mine is a lot about either protection or damage basically, but more around protection basically, especially these sort of two guys here. I don't use Rook's ability to do damage. I use this to negate damage. I don't use Boss's minions for attack. I use it to negate damage. Blades, bit of both. Sea Spray for pathing mostly. Laser Optimus for damage. So they've all got the sort of own job, but it works in synergy for the simple reason that they all have a use. I've seen people run similar teams with tracks. And I say, well, everyone's using force field disruptors right now. So why are you using tracks? Oh, well, it's still good. Do you use the ability? No. Then why is he even there? If you run a war, guys, and you don't use a bot's ability in that war, then consider dropping him. Consider taking him out, no matter who it is. It's obviously don't fit your style. You don't need him. Think of another bot that would cheapen the rest of your team. So, for example, like I said, I use Laser Optimus and Bumblebee or Blade. I use those three to take out an area that Sea Spray usually would. And so Sea Spray becomes cheaper because I'm not using Sea Spray 4 times. I'm only using three. So in the bottom section, I might normally use Sea Spray 3 times. In the top section, I need to use a fourth. Whereas when I've got Laser Optimus and Blades or B, I can use them to take out bottom section. And yes, using the same points, but then further up, Sea Spray becomes cheaper because I'm using its ability the third time. And so then it's not costing as much further up. And that's generally how I use my team, guys, and how it works. But the most important things around wars, guys, is understanding pathing. That is the most important thing for me. It's understanding where your bots will go. And listen, it's never 100% right. Things will always happen out of your control that you miss, that you don't quite take out that structure. You will pop an outpost you didn't mean to pop, and then you just got to react to it very quickly. But have a plan in place. I mean, I think some things are obvious for top players, but scout the base. Go and watch replays. Take your time. Have a plan. Have a plan if it goes wrong. Have a plan B. Yeah, always take your combiner with you. These are like general rules that all the top players use. And if you do drop on a base, go and ask for help. Ask someone experienced. Go and look at other people that use a similar attack to you. Go and ask them for advice. Go and watch their replays. Afterwards, you shouldn't watch them even beforehand, but go and watch them again and say, "Listen, I need some help on there, guys." And don't be scared to saying, "Listen, I need some help." I did it long before I was at PsyOps, many a time. And there's nothing wrong with a pair of eyes. I mean, I actually did it grind time once. I helped grind time a lot with his team and things like that. And I remember once actually being in a war with him, and I dropped points, and I was like, I don't know why I've dropped points. And I can't remember what it was now. And grind time was like, "It's that there," and he pointed out. I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're right, it is." So you just need a second pair of eyes sometimes, guys. Just point in the right direction and just go, "I think this is where you went wrong. This is what you missed." It does help. But yeah, pathing, definitely. And Bricks Motions ask, do we go for 8 or 7? Sea Spray. Definitely go for Sea Spray at the minute. That might change in time. You don't know. And I know people will say like, "Well, do you know something we don't, Wozza?" No, no, I don't. But let's have a bit of a history lesson. People were using jets to take out the HQ. We got HQ cores. People were using slash to slash bases. We got shield generators and flare mines. People were using goldfire to sack bases. We got MSM mines. Every time is a certain bot in the game or a certain attack strategy that becomes the meta. The apes think, right, okay, how can we make it so that this bot is not all powerful and every single person in the game is going to use the same bot? So, I expect the apes to bring something out. They won't. I don't think they'll nerf him. I really don't think they can. I think at worst they'll do a cost increase, but I don't think they'll do that either. Me personally, what would I like to see? I've spoken quite openly about the idea of choice. I'm a big advocate for choice. I want people to be able to choose. And when you choose X, it means it leaves it open for Y. And so if you have a vast array of bots, then that will help you. And personally, I would like to see a Buildbot core of some kind that either negates damage over time or negates any damage that is from stun. But that only does Sea Spray ability 11 and not 10. So do they add Sea Spray, add his stun in from once? No, I don't think they can. No, I don't think they can. Because that then belittles the ability 11. It's a hard one. It's a hard one how to negate that. But we all said that they wouldn't be able to do a counter for Goldfire, and we got one. So, that could happen. You never know. But, it'd be interesting to see where the game goes over the next year, like I said, and how the meta changes. Especially with Sea Spray being as good as he is. But this is the way I sort of, the way I do things. In Risker's Cup, we have the Lightning Rod core. The Lightning Rod core prevents the stun, but not the damage, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. So, but a long range damage decrease core. I'm not sure how that would work exactly, but listen, I'm sure the X will come up with something. But yeah, So now you've got to think that this is my team. Wrong one. This is my team. So let's just say this is my team. And this is what I did for Goldfire. I had Goldfire. I was like, right, if I am going to lose Goldfire because he gets countered in some way or nerfed, that's what I thought at the time, but he got countered. What am I going to do? Am I going to do sack? Yeah, I could do a different sack bot. I could use a leader maybe. But what if they counter sack altogether? Then I need to walk, really. I need to learn how to walk. And I've never walked. Until HU 17, I have never walked a base in my life. I hated healers. I hated walking. I went for Ratchet for that reason. And you've got to think, how long have I had Ratchet for now? A long time. A long time. You look at that a couple of years ago. And that's when I started this plan in place. This is when I started this plan. That I wanted to do Goldfire and then learn how to walk after that. And I did Goldie Pop, which works still. Then I walked the base. And I learned how to use healers. And I learned about pathing more. Rather than just total destruction. And then from there, I'm now at the point where I'm like, right, if I had to use Sea Spray, what am I going to use? I've got Laser Optimus. I've got Bumblebee. I've got Blades. But I need another AoE bot. Who am I going to replace Sea Spray with? Yeah, them bots can still sub in. And I've got a few options. And this is where, which you have heard in my stream, these are where the sort of options come in. So, do we go for Impactor? Absolutely crazy, crazy DPS and crazy damage. Do we go for... Where do I find him? Or do I go for Brainstorm? Again, AoE damage. But there you have to take out a certain target. Do I put on the build bot? I'm not too sure. Lynx, I don't like his pathing. So the only thing is, if I do take Seaspray out and put Impactor in, I need another gunner in there. You can't cope with just one gunner, especially HU18 when they amp up the HP. So it needs to be a gunner of some kind. So I can put Laser Optimus instead of Seaspray, but I need to maybe replace someone else here with a permanent gunner. I need at least two. And is that where B comes in? Depends if they fix B or not. So, yeah, I like Impactor. I like Brainstorm. I still like Hot Rod. And the reason I like Hot Rod is that if a bot does, again, go off and get a bit lost, he can save them. You know? And it actually helps himself as well. So, again, it's another fail-safe. You know? Chris Trutton has put, why not Sentius? I'm not a fan of Sentius' pathing because of his bow. He shoots his bow and tends to go off at a tangent. So I'm not a big fan, to be fair. He's decent, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to walking, Sentius is not a good bot for walking, personally. I just don't like his bow. It makes him stay behind. It makes him walk differently. There's certain bots like that. I also don't like Ultra Magnus for his pathing. I used to not like Dinobot. Dinobot's absolutely immense. Absolutely, really, really, really good. Really worth investing in, guys. The 4-star. When we talk about 4-stars that are amazing, this guy is definitely it. Definitely. Okay, yeah. Before we sign out, we're going to do a giveaway. Yes, we are. Seeing as I troll NJ House so much about giveaways, why not? So here is the question. So at the beginning of the stream, so if you weren't there, you better go and check that quick. At the beginning of the stream, I was accused of skateboarding, and I was accused of just shredding paper and stuff like this. But I actually said, no, it's actually a part of the G1 cartoon you can hear, and a particular bot in particular you can hear very clearly because I heard the sound and I was trying to work out where the sound is. Which bot made that sound that I said I could hear? So, which bot at the beginning of the music, when it started, I said you could hear a distinct sound, which from the G1 cartoon, the G1 music. Which bot could you hear? First 3 correct answers get a Sunstreaker Wozza Stash Crystal. Boom! First 3 are in. In fact, I'm going to do 4, just because I'm nice like that. So, we've got Silverbot94. Congratulations. Penny Lancaster, congratulations. Bricks Motion and Jason Rowley. There we go. Fastest fingers first. Congratulations, guys. So Silverbot 94, Penny Lancaster, Bricks Motion, and Jason Rowley. Those are the first four on my screen. I know it may appear different on yours, guys, sadly. But that's just obviously a delay in terms of the internet connection. But obviously, in terms of mine, it is those four winners. Congratulations, guys, and make sure you check out for that little bit of Easter egg next stream. So yeah, this weekend I hopefully will be posting my next installment of the best bots of 2022 classes with Tex. So yes, look out for that this weekend. A lot of guys have been requesting for part 2 for that. And so yeah, that has been done and dusted. Now I've just got to put the video together, which should be this weekend. And then we've actually done part 3 as well already. So yes, and I am, he doesn't even know it yet, but he is now, his PC's fixed, going to do a base rinsing finally again with grind time. But the big question is, do we now want non-symmetrical bases? Is non-symmetrical bases now going to be a thing? I've seen some crazy bases, I'm not going to lie, but yeah, it'd be good to see. And then once we completed the battle pass, maybe next week, we will get 1,500 5-star shards, which could only mean one thing, and that is 5-star crystal opening. And you know what that means? That means to do a big giveaway as well. And then also, in a couple of weeks' time, we are also giving away a $30 gift card to our platinum members. So if you're not a platinum member, guys, and you want to be in with a chance of winning a $30 gift card, then become a platinum member. But I think we've had SG Soundwave as a winner. We've had Chris Lewis. We've had Righteous. I think everyone but Grind Time's pretty much won that $30 gift card right now. I think it's about $10 a month to be a platinum member. But like I said, every other month we do a $30 gift card. And hopefully you can sort of win that and win some of that money back. It's just my way of sort of giving back to you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. Like I said, we stream every single Wednesday where we cover the news, the important topics, and sort of anything that I feel about, to be fair. But yeah, every Wednesday we stream. Make sure you put a like on the video before you leave, guys, please. Really appreciate that. It gives me an idea on what videos you like to see and what content. And obviously subscribe to the channel. Only half my people that watch my channel are subscribers, so make sure you check that out. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And as always, guys, peace out.